Welcome back. We take you back to our top story. There are concerns about the ability of the police to keep citizens safe after the deadly mass shootings across the country, with the latest being the mass shootings in Alexandra, Gauteng, where 6 people have been killed and 4 are in hospital. And, of course, the Free State story that we spoke of just a short while ago, where people were killed on a farm. For more on this, we're joined by a spokesperson for the Police Minister, Lirandzu Themba. Very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. Before you and I spoke, you might have heard my conversation with the police in the Free State, speaking to another tragic case of gun violence, which points to a lot of concern. What is your response as the police?
Look, I think, as all South Africans, we are quite shocked that yet another multiple murder has taken place in the country. But we're also encouraged that this very province has obviously mobilized maximum resources to find the perpetrators of this very heinous crime. And what's also more encouraging, is the fact that, police are acting with agility. What we've seen here in the Gauteng province, that 7 people have now been arrested for these spreeing of shootings that took place in Alexandra last night. So as a police ministry, we definitely do welcome these sort of measures that the SAPS in the 2 provinces are putting in place to find the people that are, literally trying to terrorize communities and as a country as a whole.
The police minister speaking this afternoon was saying that he's disappointed and not comfortable with the manner in which the police in Alexandra responded to that incident, saying that perhaps lives could have been saved. And he spoke to a management issue. What's going to happen?
And this is why we have announced a station accountability plan. Now, this is a plan where we are encouraging accountability at station level, where we're essentially saying that station commanders, such as the station commander at the Alexandra police station, need to take more accountability and more responsibility of really their work environment. What the minister was essentially briefed on was the fact that there was obviously a management problem in that station. As a result, we saw the death of these 6 people. And of course, he's mentioned that this is something that needs to be addressed internally, has tasked the National Commissioner as well as the Provincial Commissioner to really delve into what went wrong and what sort of responses should have taken place. But over and above, the Minister has also indicated that this is the same station, while it is one of the most, resourced stations in the province. There still needs more support. This is in a form of either resources such as cars and, of course, personnel. I spoke personally to the CPF chairperson of the area, who really spoke about they enjoy a good relationship with the police commanders in that very station, but yet are also asking for more support, especially on the resourcing part. So that still needs to happen. And we really are encouraged that it is through the station accountability plan that, commanders are going to be not only just empowered, but also they need to take responsibility when things do go wrong.
You speak about the police station being one of the most well-resourced, but we know that residents in Alexandra have spoken to the issue of a lack of police visibility, saying that they don't feel safe. And they're also saying that allegations now that there's an armed gang that's been terrorizing the Alexandra community for weeks now. So when it comes to a thorough plan to deal with the escalating crime levels in Alexandra, what is the plan?
And this armed gang, we are really hopeful that is the men that are behind bars as we speak. We know that they may be connected to some other crimes that have taken place in the area. So I think residents can find some comfort in that, but that's not enough. There needs to be a long-term solution to the problems of Alexandra. One of the things that is very important is the issue of environmental design. We cannot stress this enough as a police ministry. I mean, just a walk through Alexandra and the drive through Alexandra, you see that police officers have to police an area with over 700,000 people. And we're talking about a staff contingent of less than 200 police officers. This also includes support staff, by the way, and detectives and so forth. So it is very important that the police in that district really keep up and maintain good relations with the community, but also with the community policing forums, because we know that it is through this partnership with communities that crime can better be resolved. Police alone, unfortunately, Paul, are not going to be able to resolve the crime in that area. But it is through operations like Operation Ukaimulawu, which is a district sort of initiative that is spearheaded by the provincial commissioner of that province, Lieutenant General Elias Mawela, but also through the station initiatives that are being undertaken. We are also encouraged, again, as a police ministry, that the National Commissioner of the SAPS has dedicated and has dedicated the deployment of 200 extra SAPS officers in the Gauteng province. And of course, these officers are going to be deployed in problem areas. And this, we believe, is going to be a very big, giant step, in fact, in terms of putting long and sustainable solutions to these areas.
But at the moment, no commitment has been made for Alexandra specifically. But, when do you think that announcement will come forward when it comes to the breakdown on how the officers will be scattered across problem areas like Alexandra?
I think the SAPS, especially at a top management level, would be best to tell us what are those intricate details that you're talking about. What we know and what we've been assured today as a police ministry is that 200 police officers are going to be deployed in the Gauteng areas. And we know that Alexandra will be one of the areas that will be getting this deployment. So it's not to say that there isn't a plan. We are saying that there has been various operations that have led to, the tracking and tracing of suspects, the operations that have also resulted in dangerous firearms being taken off the streets. Can more be done? Of course, and we look forward to that more being done.
Perhaps let's break down a bit more detail around those who were arrested. I mean, the minister speaking of the Alexandra community coming together and assisting and working with police to ensure that arrests are made after this really shocking, incident that occurred last night.
Yeah, I mean, we really are, we've been appraised by the fact that it is through the work and the information that was put forward by the communities that this was able to be achieved, these arrests were made. And this is why we will forever appeal to South Africans to come forward with valuable information or any information that can assist law enforcement to make breakthroughs, and which is what we have seen here. And also in terms of the suspects that have been arrested, we now know that it is young men, young individuals, as I've mentioned, that through investigations, more investigations, chances are these young men are going to be linked to other crimes in that area. They are aged between the ages of 22 to 33. We know that they are actually residents of Alexandra, as people that grew up in that area. And that is why we are always going to be encouraging communities to really work hand in hand with the police, because these criminals don't live in some field somewhere. They live amongst us. They live amongst communities. And we're very, appreciative of the fact that information, crucial information, was able to assist the SAPS to work with agility and make these very important arrests.
Very well. Thank you so much. Let's leave it there for now. Spokesperson for the Police Minister, Lirandzu Themba, speaking there to the incident that occurred today and, of course, the arrests that were made in Alexandra following that deadly incident.